the judge in this case should have recused himself. Number one, should have recused himself. You've got a judge who has a daughter who makes her living by servicing the political campaigns of key Democrats, including the likes of Adam Schiff Show. You remember him, right? Star of the Schiff Show, the total circus clown. So you get Adam Schiff and even Kamala. Apparently the Biden campaign had some campaigns that went through her social media company. According to the New York Post, there's some $93 million that she's raised through this social media company. And let's not forget, like, she takes a cut of it, right? Like, that's how she's making her living here. Democrats have raised some $93 million. And when they raise all that money, guys, it's Democrat money. And they're using these cases, these various 4 cases, these 91 indictments, to help raise the money. In other words, every time there's a new wrinkle in one of these cases, they use that as an opportunity. And so it's just rather unseemly. Well, even more unseemly is what we learned today. Representative Dan Goldman, who's like the biggest Biden lackey ever, carrying Hunter's water even for him, Hunter and Joe Biden's water. Representative Goldman from New York was on MSNBC the other day, and we were talking about this. Some of you mentioned in the comments, this was kind of a weird thing that he said, right? I'll play it for you. He mentioned somehow that he had been training Michael Cohen, and we're all like, well, what do you mean you're training Michael Cohen? I mean, you're training Michael Cohen? Come on. Like, now they're training the witnesses. Well, it turns out he actually also raised money through Laura Mershon's company, which, you know, look, she's welcome to earn her living however she wants, right? And she should. And it's a free country, and we're a capitalist country, and there's money in politics. I don't love it, but it is what it is, right? Like, she's out there earning a living. Why didn't her dad just turn down the case? Because who needs the headache, right? Who needs it? Let it go to somebody whose daughter is not involved in this. Anyway, Dan Goldman, he mentioned this little whopper. Here we go.
Because the DA knows that they are going to have to corroborate him because he is an admitted perjurer. He is an admitted liar. He has testified inconsistently on the stand, so he's either lying one time or the other, and he will be really skewered on cross-examination for that. So in order to use him effectively, they are going to rely heavily on that recording where he's very much corroborated about what he says about Karen McDougal, and they're going to rely very much on the consistent statements that he made with all of the other witnesses. It remains to be seen today on cross-examination whether he can hold up and accept responsibility for lying on the stand before or lying to Congress. And he will say, of course, yes, I lied, and I did that for Donald Trump, your client, and that'll be effective. The technical defenses or the technical aspects of the case do remain to be seen.
Yeah. So Dan Goldman was training Michael Cohen, and he admitted this on MSNBC, and it's a little bit weird. It's come out now that this actually could be kind of a problem. And there's a representative from Wyoming in the House of Representatives who brought this up today, just moments ago. I want you to hear what she had to say about it, and then Jim Jordan's reaction, how the woman on the left is going nuts. No, you got to strike it from the record. Strike it. It's not relevant. I'm like, I think it is kind of relevant. I mean, it really is a little bit relevant. You're seeing how incestuous all of this is, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to Capitol Hill.
Like there might be a dog in this hunt on the other side. What you need to understand is that Mr. Goldman, the novice representative from New York, actually does have a personal stake in this case. He has stated that he has been involved with the Bragg case, helping to prepare Mr. Cohen for his testimony. So he is quite closely aligned with an admitted and convicted liar and perjurer. He's also paid the Judge Merchan's daughter's firm over $150,000 for her services. So I think we've got quite a conflict of interest from Mr. Dan Goldman, the novice representative from New York. And just one other thing to keep in mind when considering the hostility from the folks on the other side of this aisle is that the ranking member of this
Mr. Chair, I would move
committee
to have that
was Jeffrey
stricken from the record,
Epstein's
to have
fixer.
that phrase taken down.
The ranking member was Jeffrey Epstein's fixer. So I think that that might give you some
Excuse me,
idea of
I
why
would
you
ask
see this
that
hostility.
Hang on,
plain statements
the
be
gentlelady
taken down.
was like,
Related-
So I think she's going after the Jeffrey Epstein
I would
part, but
ask
no,
that
it's the Dan Goldman part.
statements
Listen.
regarding the conflict of interest related to Mr. Goldman be stricken down from the record. Engaging in personal personalities.
In your
on this
14-minute
committee.
and 14-second opening statement, you called the former president, current candidate for the office of president of the United States, all kinds of names. I think
He's not a member of this
I understand
committee,
he's not a member, but
and
he's
that's what I'm
still
asking
a former
you
president.
related to.
What I'm saying is we should
I'm
all be
related
careful
to
about it.
our
I think the
member.
gentlelady from Wyoming was just stating facts that are in a news report.
She accused him of a conflict of interest on the committee during the hearing. I ask that that be stricken down.
Gentlelady's point of order is overruled. Overruled. The gentlelady from
Overruled. Overruled. She accused him of a conflict of interest. It seems like an accusation that one could actually legitimately make. In other words, again, like the incestuous nature of all of this, it really seems like they're ganging up on him. They're ganging up on Trump. And we've never seen anything quite like this, ladies and gentlemen, ever before. I mean, you see it down in Brazil, right? I mean, Lula went to jail. His vice president went to jail. Now he's president again. What do you know? He's on the left, though, so we don't necessarily want to emulate that. But I would say what we certainly don't want to emulate is the idea that anybody who's in office then is at risk for going to jail after the fact because your political enemies come out of the woodwork. And then the political supporters are there to crush the opponent and to protect whoever is in office at the time. What do you think they're doing right now with Joe Biden? I mean, they are protecting him. They are circling the wagon.